a lot to chew, isn't it? In a not so related development, one of the presidential aspirants, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, of course, he's been on the program before now, has chosen to run for president next year on the platform of the Young Progressive Party, YPP. The former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria has also spoken and condemned the status quo in the political space. But then, on the program tonight, we will dissect the issues of anti-corruption, the political space, presidential ambition, politics of 2019, and what all this all means for Nigerians. Don't forget, the president did say 2 days ago that where is the power, alleging that there was massive corruption in the power sector and past administration. So let's break it down, all this for you within the short time that we have. My panel tonight, including the presidential hopeful and aspirant of the YPP, Professor Kingsley Moghalu in our Abuja studio, and the executive director of SERAP, Mr. Adetokunbo Mumini in Lagos. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program. Let's go to our Abuja studio for a moment, and let's be with Professor Moghalu for a moment. Why did you choose YPP as the platform?
Because I'm vested in the politics of the future, and I think Nigeria needs a new type of party, politics without greed. The parties of the failed, old, recycled politicians, the tired old parties, the tired old men, the umbrellas that block out the sunlight of hope, the brooms that sweep away the truth and tell us lies and propaganda. Those were not the platforms for me. I needed a platform that is focused on young people, but is inclusive of all ages and focused on the future. And that's the YPP, the Young Progressive Party.
World over, there's a usual talk about capacity of a party in terms of this, the roots of on the base of the party, which a lot of people ascribe the power to win elections. The question will be, what is the capacity of the platform you've chosen now, especially for a lot of people who are following you and are keen into some of your campaign and agenda that you have raised in the past weeks or so? What exactly how would you describe YPP support base across the nation?
Well, the YPP is a party that is present in all 36 states of the Federation, and as of today has formal structures in 30 states, and we will have state structures in the next 6 states within a very short while. I have invited hundreds of thousands of my followers, millions of Nigerians to join the party and let us build the future together. So we have the structures. The YPP is a grassroots-oriented party. And what I can tell you is that structures and realities, political realities, are constructed by human beings. Most of the millions of Nigeria's population today want to construct a very different reality in 2019, and you will see it come to pass. Let me tell you something. New dispensations, new transformations all over the world and all over history, they always start from the outside, from people who are thinking outside of the box. You don't change the system that is rotten and broken from inside it. You must start from outside. Slavery collapsed by a challenge from outside. Colonialism was not stopped by the colonizers. So, the political quagmire in which Nigeria finds itself today cannot be addressed by those who are the problem. They cannot give you the solution. It has to be new players, people who think differently, and that is where you'll find me, and that is where you'll find the YPP.
Let's live in some practical reality of our time, politically speaking. Let's take ourselves away from the virtual reality of the recent politics of about a half of a decade or so, where social media has played a major role. Realistically speaking, Professor Moghalu, you've been academic, you've been in the financial sector, you've been in the development and human capital sector. Realistically speaking, do you think you can defeat a Buhari candidate, for example, who's had about 10 million vote bank over the years? If he gets a ticket, and if you get a ticket, do you think you can stand shoulder to shoulder with a Buhari candidate, for example, realistically speaking, and do not let us deceive ourselves in front of millions of Nigerians?
Shall the people who are deceiving themselves are the people who believe that nothing will change. The people who believe that there is no hope for Nigeria, but that we must be stuck with failed political leaders. I am not one of those people deceiving myself, and that is why I am not going to be supporting the old political order. I've told you, realities are constructed by human beings. Right now, there are 74 million people on the voters' register, probably up to 80 as we speak. And I can tell you that definitely more than half of those people are young people who want a very different future under a very different kind of leadership. I am offering myself to lead Nigeria into the 21st century. We can't continue voting for what has kept us poor, what has kept us millions of young people unemployed, what has kept us divided. This country is a killing field today.
Professor Moghalu, you're speaking about what, sorry, if I may butt in, you're speaking about what has been described as a disruption of the political space. How do you think that this disruption can happen? That's the question.
That's precisely what I'm explaining to you, Sharon. This disruption will happen, first of all, because millions of Nigerians want something different, something new, something bold. So the disruption is possible for two reasons. First, because the situation in which we are in a country today, as a country today, is terrible. We have 9 million people have lost their jobs in the last 3 years, Sharon. We have a society in which people are being killed in their homes and in their communities as if the state does not exist. Our law enforcement just watches, helpless. So this is the situation today. Nigerians are not happy about it, and they want a change. And they're looking for people who will lead them into a very different future. And that's where I'm offering myself to do that job. And I'm telling you, a different reality is going to be constructed in this country. We're going to have a peaceful political revolution at the ballot box. First of all, for that to happen, you must believe. First of all, believe. It is possible. It is possible. Let me tell you, Sharon, on May 29, 2019, I will be sworn in as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Go and write it down.
I love your optimism, Professor Moghalu, but with that optimism, we would like to take a breather, sink it in, and see how that will become reality based on the events of the coming months. We'll take a break, everyone. When we come back, we'll be talking about anti-corruption war. Don't forget, the president did ask a question, where is the power? We'll put punch into those issues when we return from this break, everyone. Join us again.